structures are way more superior with us in strength compared to the ancient materials like lime brick or any kind of stone. However, why is this happening again? So durability is the concern. Where is the structures located? What is the extent of durability? And how that particular material is coping with that particular exposure condition. So we are realizing, okay, durability is a big issue. We are spending a lot of our money from the national budget for every year on corrosion and the repair studies, and that's why even you can see most of the FDPs, we are giving more awareness about the repair rehabilitation. We want to do it in an effective manner. Also, we want to prevent structures from getting into the need of repair very soon. That's why the durability based design comes into action. We are, while designing the structure itself, while constructing the structure itself, we are getting prepared for dealing durability problems. We don't want our structure to have a durability issues in the next 10, 20 or 50 years. What all can be done for that? So the difference, the durability is all about porosity and permeability of the system, or the transport properties of the system. For that, we should understand what is the problem our structure is going to face. If it is near a seashore, we should understand, okay, that is going to be chloride attack there. Or if the soil is deteriorating, soil is having high sulfate content, we should go for that sulfate attack. So we should identify what is the problem, what is the external deterioration causing agent, and how the porosity and permeability of the material is going to perform at this particular material. So for chloride attack, what is the mechanism of movement of chloride ions from outside to inside? How porosity and permeability should be modified? And that is different. If some of you have heard my yesterday's lecture, we wanted very large rounded pores in historic structures. We wanted them to breathe, but that's completely opposite of concrete structures. We wanted complete full pore refinement. We want very dense pore structure in concrete structures. We don't want them to breathe. We don't want them to leak at all. We want a leak proofing system for concrete. We want to block all the available porosity and permeability. We want to minimize the transport mechanisms in the system. For that, we should know what are the mechanisms we are dealing about. All the transport mechanism is so not similar. Sulfate is not moving same as chloride. Capillary suction is not same. We can see rising dam from ground to the walls. That is not same as another attack. So action is, there is capillary suction, there is migration, there is diffusion. We should see what is going to be governing in our problem. And for that, we should develop design, we should develop testing. So the problems varies with exposure conditions. So for each structure, the design will be separate for durability. We don't want to design a residential building for 100 years or 200 years, right? We normally design a residential building for 50 years. But for bridges or some common facility structures, we go for 100 or 200 years. For monuments, we go for 1,000 years, like Shah Jahan built for Taj Mahal. It was for 1,000 or 2,000 years. So the service life is different based on the purpose of the structure, based on the exposure condition. The residential, the columns and beams inside a house are more protected. They are not exposed to severe conditions. So we don't need very high durability prescriptions for those structural elements, but it varies in other conditions. What are the major durability problems we face? Of course, the first is chloride attack. The next is carbonation. Chloride attack and carbonation, they both are causing corrosion of the reinforcement. We are using steel everywhere for inside concrete. So we want to protect corrosion of the steel, else it is, instead of helping the concrete, it is going to cause a negative effect. And the third problem we are dealing is sulfate attack. It is when the sulfate content of the soil or water is way higher than the expected level, it will cause some deterioration inside the structure. Next is ASR, is alkali silica reaction. It is due to some particular aggregate, particular behavior of aggregate. So it will cause bulging and cracks like this. It's called map cracking. Other deterioration issues are also there. I want to say ASR is not very common in India because most of the Indian aggregates are not very much reactive, but it's a very common problem in European countries. And other problems are freeze thaw attack. It is actually a very big problem. Thankfully, we don't have it in India in most of the places. At least in South India, we don't have freeze thaw attack at all. Expect in very like Munnar or very few places. But freeze thaw attack is a very severe problem in all the foreign countries, and they have very stringent measures to control freeze thaw attack. It is causing most of the damage in the structures. Other small issues are acid attack in sewer pipelines or biological attack, biofuel attack, etc. Okay, so in this presentation, I am trying to address these two questions. How to ensure durability of concrete and RC structures? How can we make sure that our structure is not going to have this problem for next 50 years or whatever the service life of this particular structure is? How to scientifically design building materials for longevity? How can we take it during the design stage itself? Because during design, you know that we are designing for strength only, but the latest revision, the last revision of IS 456 is having some prescriptive informations for durability designs, like water cement ratio, we should not be taking more than 0.5. Cement content, we cannot go beyond one particular 450 kg per meter cube. There are some definition, but again, if you remember, that is for in IS 456, there are only 5 exposure classes, right? Mild, medium, severe, extreme, like that. That is not clearly defining. How do we know our place is coming under mild or medium or severe? What is a border line? We don't have a clear definition. We want to change all these concepts. So you will be amazed at the new version of IS 456, which is under preparation. We are giving extreme durability treatment for the IS 456. We are writing a new chapter on durability alone. So the whole mixed design of concrete structures is going to be different from the coming year. We will have classes like, okay, if the structure is within 1 kilometer from the sea, what all the parameters you should be designing for. If it is between 1 to 5 kilometer, 5 to 10 kilometer. So it is more clear how should the parameters be taken. Otherwise, what are we doing now? We'll just take the maximum water cement ratio limit and the maximum cement content limit. That is going to be changed for the coming years. And